All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Multnomah Neighborhood Association's October 2023 general meeting. It is Tuesday, October 10th at 7:02. We're going to slowly get into this. We've got a lot on our plate today. But first of all, I just want to welcome everybody. We have a great crowd here. It looks like we have 18 people online. We have 4 people, myself included, here in person. It's amazing what an election can do and what can opportunity to vote can do, bring out a lot of folks, and that's great. I also want to welcome.
This is not just any monthly meeting, a general meeting. This is our annual meeting.
That is true. That is true. Let's see here. Let me first off, let me just make sure that okay, I'm going to give it 2 more minutes of people to be able to trickle in, because at 7:05 we'll review the agenda and we'll go over the meeting procedures, and then from there we'll go into reporting from our officers, and then we'll go into credentialing, and then we'll go straight into new business, and that would be the annual elections and the vote to the bylaws. And I made a mistake there on the agenda. I put the bylaw. I need to have the bylaws listed first and then the annual elections second. That's a Scribner's error on my half. So we'll get started here in 1 minute. Now the meeting minutes are available via video on the public Google folder. Will, would you mind, or someone can grab the link and stick that into the Zoom chat for me, if it's readily available? The link to the public folder.
I tell you, the easiest thing to do, believe it or not, is go to mnapdx.org, go to meetings, and go to the current general meeting and click on meeting materials, and that'll be the folder.
Wonderful. So they are available there for review, our previous minutes and our previous agenda from the September meeting. Also, if there's any revisions after a review, please let the chair know, and I'll go ahead and we'll have those, or the secretary know, and we'll make those changes to it. But fortunately, the video is the video, so it's pretty much verbatim there. Let's go over real quick. Perfect, Julie. Thank you very much. We have such a great team here. I am just so pleased as punch about the future here and the upcoming election, because we've got some excellent folks that from the neighborhood that are stepping up to be for election. So I can't wait. Will, can you please go over the meeting procedures? We're going to be having a vote here, so we do need to make sure that to vote that you are a member of the neighborhood. You either live in the neighborhood, or you own a business in the neighborhood, or own property in the neighborhood. And if you fall into those qualifications, do me a favor, and in your Zoom, put an M at the beginning of your name, like the letter M, and then like a hyphen, and then you'll say your name. And what that'll do is that'll help us when we're credentialing to be able to see if you are a voting member or not. Now, the folks that are here, of course, in office, on site, if you will, we have ballots that you can sign up to receive, and that's how we'll credential you. And I know that both of you are members of the live in the neighborhood, so. And then Julie and I, of course, are voting as well. So by doing that, that gives us the chance to just at a glance be able to see. Will, when he does his full credentialing report, he'll go into full detail about what he needs to have done to make sure that our upcoming votes are transparent and accurate. So, okay. Let's get right into the officers report. It is, I'm just going to be very brief here. Last year, this neighborhood association has gone through a growth spurt, a maturation, if you will, and which I'm quite proud of. We have started to get much more involved into the neighborhood. We have started to participate and be more of a community liaison between folks and the city and our neighbors. So the future is so bright for what we can do to help improve the livability of the Multnomah neighborhood. So I'm just really pleased, and I'm looking forward to this next year, if you deem to vote me back in as chair. So thank you. And that's my report. Vice Chair Beth Omansky, do you have anything that you would like to say? To report?
No, not in this position. Maybe a brief committee report.
Very good. Okay, when we get to that point in the meeting, we shall. Next up would be our treasurer, Tad Davis.
Tad Davis, treasurer. Still have a couple of steps to take to move our funds from Sweeney to our new Umpqua bank account.
Very good. I learned some things today about that. I talked to Lee, Tad. So let's connect tomorrow. We can get that going. He gave me an update on the money. He still has 300 over there in the community events budget and about 140 in our regular budget over there that he owes us, that Sweeney owes us. So, or as Sweeney has been managing, I should say, for us. That's a better way to put it. Hi, welcome. Come on in. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Oh, that's quite all right. In person's just as good. Yeah. Welcome. I'm Moses.
Oh, I'm John.
John.
Yeah.
John, hey.
Yes.
Great. I'm glad you made it. Yeah. I'm really happy you made it. Cool. Okay, good deal. All right, folks. Let's get going here. Enough of me socializing. Let's go. Okay. So, and then last but not least, Julie, lead our secretary.
Just a question for the treasurer, please.
Oh, of course. Go ahead, Peter. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't see that.
The account balances that Tad and you rattled off, those are M&A funds or Sweeney funds that Sweeney owes M&A, or both?
They're both. There are money that Sweeney had managed that since we're taking over our funds, our fund management, our money management, they need to reconcile with us those accounts and close them out. They have about $350 in the community events budget, M&A community events budget, and they have about 140 or so in the other budget in the general fund. And the goal will be, of course, to self-manage all those funds.
Of course.
Yeah.
We also have accounts at Umpqua already, don't we? Our own accounts.
We do.
And what are the balances there?
Good question. Here, 20 seconds. As he pulls out the bank statement. Just a minute, guys.
The award goes to
Our current ending balance is $1,933.25.
Wow.
Great. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
and I got it
because there was some fundraising over the summer, and I'm glad to hear of that amount there. Thank you.
Well, I will say this: that's one of the goals that I would like to set for us in the future, is fundraising. Woohoo! We have so many opportunities to be able to fundraise. It'll be fun. Okay, where am I at here? Okay, let's do a credentialing report and then get into the business of the evening. Right now it's 7:12. Yeah, so you've got 8 minutes, well, for credentialing.
For credentialing is essentially an attendance report, particularly of the members who are qualified to vote. So we can compare actual votes to that and make sure things are more or less kosher. And the main thing right now is to get a count of the people on Zoom as well as in the room. So what we do is we do a Zoom poll. People who've been here before, it's a pretty simple thing. There will be 3 polls today, so you'll get pretty familiar with those. This is much the simplest. I will flash a poll on the screen, and you say whether you are a member or there are 2 people or more than 2 people in the login, because individual people count as members, not logins. So if you've got 2 people on the login, that's 2 members, and so on. Okay? So if people are ready, I will start with the poll, and it'll flash on the screen. And then as we go on, if somebody cannot see or cannot answer the poll, let me know, and we will get your membership recorded manually. Okay, here we go.
So what we're doing right now is we're doing a test, but we're also getting the attendance at each of the logins. So what we're seeing in person here is my attendance poll. There.
Okay, how are we doing? Okay, we've got 100% participation here. I got one person who's not sure whether they're a member. If they want to say who they are and where they live, we'll get them in there. But we said,
It was
Amit-
me, Katie Collins.
okay,
Ah.
I think I am, not sure.
okay.
And then also we have a question from Amanda, Will.
Amanda, do you own property in the Multnomah neighborhood area?
I do. My son and daughter-in-law live at 41st and Garden Home. They are running a little bit late, and I think we're a little bit early with our credentialing timing. So if they are able to hop on after getting their children to bed, we'll be able to vote.
Okay, do you have an ownership interest in that property?
I do.
Then you're a member.
I know, but my question is, if my son and daughter-in-law sign on in.
Oh, I got you. They haven't signed the okay, got you. Haven't signed. Very good. We won't worry about it anymore. So I'll share the results now that we have. We have
You have the phone results as well. Count me in.
yes, I'm counting you in as a manual vote along with myself and Edith. But I see 8 people who are 1 member and 6 people who are 2 members, which is 6 plus 6, essentially members, and Edith, myself, and Beth, which is 8 plus 6 is 14, plus 6 more is 20, 2, 1. So I come up with 23 Zoom credentials, people who are physically in the room and are members, who are not on Zoom. How many were there?
There are 4 members present: Moses, myself, Jane, and Nancy.
Yeah.
And did you and Moses vote on the Zoom call?
I voted on, I did.
Apologize. There are only 2 that did not do the poll.
Okay, plus 2 members, there's 25 members. This is clearly a quorum. Thank you very
Will,
much.
Will, I have a
Yes.
question.
Robin.
Katie Collins still doesn't know if she's a member, I believe, unless somebody
Oh.
breaks her out.
I
Very
thought-
good.
Katie
My
Collins.
My first time joining.
Hey, Katie, this is Moses. Where
Hi.
where do you live?
I live on 52nd Avenue off Taylor's Ferry, so I might be on the
52nd, that may be
on the bridge.
Oh, you're so close. Ash Creek gets you, unfortunately.
Okay. Good to
on
know.
the- But now you can also become a member by attending this meeting tonight, and with stating an interest that you want to be a voting member, if I remember correctly. But the
Well,
wait
actually,
a
if
minute,
I
let me
may,
yeah,
Moses,
pardon me. Let me get clarified. I better be careful here. Go ahead, Will.
a membership, may I clarify my thinking, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tad, but under the current bylaws, you can be a member by request, but you have to do it in writing, and the membership has to accept the request. So
Okay.
if it's a written request that's accepted, then you're a member, whether you live in here, Timbuktu, or the North Pole.
Okay. I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay,
Very good. But
Gary,
you're
that's-
still
that's
very
it.
welcome to join us.
Well,
Go ahead,
Moses,
Will.
Mind you.
That's the end of the vote, so let's go
Well-
on to the rest of the
well,
business. Unless there's
Excuse
more-
me, my son and daughter-in-law are in the waiting room. Could you please let them in?
Oh, excuse me, yes, I will do that.
And Amanda, you know what? It's right now. It's 7:18. We're going to
There.
conduct the vote in 12 minutes. Okay, at the bottom of the hour, 7:30. And so what I'll do is, in the meantime, I'm going to ask our for a committee report or two, and we can give an update on that side of things. So, for instance, Corinne, do you have a moment? Can you give us a report on the community events committee?
Yeah,
The
I
activity
can.
for the community events? Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. My name's Corinne Wallace. I'm the co-chair of community events along with my partner, Pam Fox, who's here as well. I'll just speak a little bit, Pam, to the meeting with the Business Association today. And then if you want to jump in on the Peabot Street closures, does that sound good? Okay. So part of our effort as in the M&A is to try to partner and connect more with the Business Association to support each other's organizations, and then to also in turn support our communities. And so I attend business association meetings every other Tuesday. And they are again hosting their annual trick-or-treating event in the village from 3:30 to 5:30, where all the businesses will hand out candy. They're hosting a pumpkin carving contest where you can send in pictures of your pumpkins, and then also a costume contest parade where you can send in your pictures of your costume. And that information I think is still coming out, and we'll make sure to put it up on our website as well. But what they're asked for today is looking for volunteers to help with street monitoring, safety and traffic monitor, information booth, garbage pickup, or anything else that you're willing to support in. So I'm going to drop their sign up sheet in the chat if anybody wants to help support the trick-or-treating event in the village. Always looking for volunteers. So I'm going to drop that in the chat. And I think that's all I have on that. And I don't think we have, there is a Solve event coming up. We're not hosting it, but we're partnering with the businesses or with the a Solve team that does Hillsdale and Multnomah. And I'll drop that link in chat as well. But it's on October 28th. It's a cleanup targeting Hillsdale and the Multnomah neighborhood. And this team has come through the neighborhood multiple times. I think they do a few a year. And they're very, very effective. And so if you really want to get down and dirty and clean up some trash in the neighborhood, there's lots of areas that need it. So I'll drop that sign up in the chat as well. That's all I've got. Go ahead, Pam.
Okay, great. So what I'm sharing right now is our webpage for the idea that we're promoting for neighbors to be able to plan their own trick-or-treating event on their street using a Peabot block party permit. So this is easy for us to do and easy to promote because it's really just an idea for a special case of how to use a block party permit just on Halloween to make pedestrian safety better and to kind of have your own little community event. So the way we're talking about it is that it's a win-win-win because it's free. You get to meet your neighbors. You can participate by staying home or going out. And it's a community building type of thing. So this is our website. I'm just kind of taking you through it just a little bit. It's got step-by-step instructions for anybody who's interested in just going to the Peabot website to apply for the application. And we give a few suggestions about how to time the event in the Multnomah neighborhood to correspond nicely with the business association meeting. And then we provide a template, like just this optional kind of decorative template that people can use if they want to for submitting with their block party permit. And then we basically are offering for the events committee to be kind of a point of contact or a help if people have questions in the process of putting together this sort of thing on their own street. Now, beyond Halloween, the only other thing I would mention probably for our committee is also that we're introducing a new, what will be recurring series of volunteer park events in Spring Garden Park. And that's in collaboration with the Parks Department and specifically the head horticulturalist, Heike, who works in Spring Garden Park, and Kayla Miles, who's the new outreach coordinator for Portland Parks on the west side. And we've got a calendar up for those events on our website. And the first one is this Thursday. They're going to be happening weekly. They're 2 hours long, and they're an opportunity to learn how to do some different skills and maintenance tasks in the park, but also meet neighbors, socialize. And I would say importantly, this should be a way to kind of open up a line of communication with the city about the park. So we're in the process of promoting that, and we're about to kick off our first one this Thursday at 9 a.m. And I'll be there if anybody would like to join me. I think that's it for the events committee.
Really cool. Thank you, Pam. I want to take a moment. I go. Is she still on the line? Where'd she go? She must have jumped off real quick. The
Who are you looking for, Moses?
You broke up.
The woman that was just here that we were debating, that was asking from 52nd and Trailers Ferry.
Oh, Katie Collins. Sorry, you broke up.
Katie.
Yeah,
Oh, there you are. Hi,
yeah.
Katie.
Hi.
Okay, Katie, I realized when she reminded me via Zoom chat that she's with Positive Charge PDX. And I had made the commitment to give them a few moments to explain their latest project. And so it just seems like a good time to do it right now. So Katie, please go ahead.
Oh, certainly. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm Katie Collins. I'm with Positive Charge PDX. We are a local nonprofit right here in the Southwest Portland area. And we've expanded our project. We have many projects, but one of our projects that we're particularly proud of is we call it Toucan Tuesday. And we're extending it into Multnomah Village. This project started in 2020 with the pandemic, and to essentially when the community, need for food tripled, and it was really a response to that. The concept is very simple. Your neighbors donate non-perishable food and hygiene items. They put it down, at the end of their driveway or near their mailbox Tuesday mornings, and we come pick it up and we deliver it to the neighborhood house right here in Multnomah Village. Like I said, we've been doing this since 2020. We have no signs that it's slowing down. We've donated close to 90,000 pounds of food directly to neighborhood house. So it's coming from the community and goes back out to our own community. We are 100% volunteer driven. It's just been a fantastic program. And we will be starting our Multnomah Village routes on the 24th of October. And we would love to have support, and I've got flyers for everybody. We'd love to be in your newsletter, whatever we can do.
Right on. Katie, do you have a link that you could put in the chat to your website and such?
I do.
Oh, good.
I will do that right now. Thank you.
Thank you. And of course,
And I'm going to put it, I'm going to.
If you pop it in the chat, I'll put it in the notes. Hey, Katie, I happened upon, this is Julie. I happened upon Positive Charge back during the beginning of lockdown when nobody knew what to do how to help people. And I don't know how you guys found me, but I was one of your first vaccination matchmakers for retirees.
Yes, I remember you. I was working on that project. That's
was
how I got
crazy
involved with
town.
Positive Charge. Yep.
Yeah, that was like all of a sudden, like what's Slack and what's Zoom and what's this? And anyway, so you guys just do amazing, amazing work. Thank you very much for telling us. I'll add.
If I may,
too,
yeah. I had an experience with Positive Charge as well. I'm blind and don't drive, and they got a volunteer to take me to get vaccinated, to get my first vaccinations. So that was awesome.
Lovely.
That's a good story. That's a good story.
Yes, feel free to I'll put the main link on here. I just put the Can Tuesday link on here, but feel free to shop our projects. There's it seems like there's something for everybody on there. It's just a great organization to be involved with.
Hey, we've been having some challenges with the mic. It might be power. I might have to charge. Yeah. Can you guys can everyone hear me okay right now without static?
Sounds good right now.
Okay. I think part of it might be that you have to put the mic close to your mouth. Part of it might be a weak charge. We'll figure this out. Okay. So if you'd like to learn more about Positive Charge, this is weird. My voice is coming out of another Zoom screen. But anyhow, I think we're good to go here. If you have any questions about Positive Charge, click on the link or get a hold of Katie Collins, and Abby Benash had also been involved with it. She was who had reached out to me. So thank you both. Katie, tell her thank you for me.
I will, and thank you everybody here. I know you're very busy tonight.
Right on. Well, I'm glad we had a chance to at least share it. All right, it's 7:29, 7:30. I think we should go ahead and get started with the vote. Right now, let's do a quick search, make sure that everybody's been accounted for here. I show 19 participants, which means we may have had one more person show up, because I had 18 last time we did credentialing. Oh, and I also have
I may ask this question. Is there anybody on Zoom who did not vote in the credentialing vote? Of the 19 people showed up. I'm not sure when the 19th showed up. Okay, everybody who needed to voted. Emily?
It's possible that Judy Sierra and Bob Kaminsky came in after that vote. Because at least I didn't see them on screen before.
No, that's not correct. We put in the vote answer.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Emily.
Oh, well. Nice try.
I think maybe I was not in on the vote, guys. I came a little bit late. I was putting.
You know what? That's absolutely right, Luke. Yep, you're right.
Yep,
that's exactly right.
My wife Alicia's right over there too. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got them taken.
It looks like Judy is a member, but Bob is not.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Judy is a member, but Bob is not.
Okay, I am sorry. You want to?
There's only one M in their little window.
Yeah, I'll put an M in front of my name too.
Yeah.
Great, super. Thanks, Bob.
Actually, the M's are not official. The M's are there as a reference for when we're looking, but there's actually a recorded vote. If they voted in the credentialing, then their names will be recorded, just in case. But that doesn't mean don't put the M in there, or M2. Cool.
Would it be the credentialing again?
No, we're not. We're just making sure they did. Now, Amanda, were you waiting for them to show up to see whether you were a member or not at this point?
No, that they are in, but I don't think they voted in credentialing.
Okay, very good.
Okay. So now we have two motions, two items of business that we have to take care of by vote. We do have a quorum, so we have enough people here to be able to make the decision for the to vote on these decisions. The first one that we have up is the final proposed revised bylaws. The bylaws subcommittee, oh gosh, 9 months ago, 10 months ago, started up to make a submit for a vote for the members new bylaws that reflected the current status of our corporate status of us being a 501c3. Hopefully everyone has had a chance to review those bylaws. I do want to give our bylaw subcommittee chair, Tad Davis, a moment to speak about them and to kind of outline, give a general overview of it all. And then we'll just go for have a vote on the motion to approve those proposed bylaws, and have after he's finished, we'll have an opportunity for discussion as well before we have the vote. So first up, I want to give the mic over to Tad Davis.
Hi there. To clarify, the motion that has actually been on the table for quite a while now is to adopt the revised proposed bylaws, and that vote to be effective on December 1st. Not today, because as you've probably seen in the proposed bylaws, we are moving the annual meeting from October to November in the proposed bylaws. And we don't want anyone thinking that we need to have elections again next month. So effective December 1st. At this point, we can have some discussion, and preferably those any statements be put in the form of I'm against it and here's why, or I am for it and here's why.
I'm sorry, we're having a bit of a internet instability over here on my end. Wait a minute, let me double check something, guys. Okay, the mobile spot's still working. We still got that going. Okay, so let me ask the membership if there is any discussion or any questions that they'd like to make about the proposed bylaws about this, either pro or just in general. Okay. Well, hearing none. Here, wait a minute. This up here. I'll go ahead, hearing none, then I'll go ahead and end discussion on the motion. And if there is
has there been a motion?
The motion, yes, there has been a motion. It was made by the bylaws subcommittee 60 days ago and reaffirmed 30 days ago. So and Tad, we do not require, does that require a second? It doesn't, because it's coming from a subcommittee. Is that correct?
Correct. No second when
it
comes from a committee.
Okay, thank you. So if there's no more discussion on the topic, let's just go ahead and go for a vote. All in favor, if you are in favor of approving the proposed revised bylaws, yes?
Go ahead.
Well, oh, you need to do the re-election. Pardon me. You're absolutely right. Well, pardon me. Go for it.
Well, basically, it's what
mean to do that.
Saying.
Yeah.
You need to vote yes if you're in favor of adopting the new revised bylaws effective December 1st, and you vote no if you're not. And that's as simple as that. It's basically like the credentialing vote, but it's about the bylaws. Then the people on site will vote verbally or by raising their hands, okay? So let's start that poll. And gotta get the poll back up. Okay. Launching the Bible now. I see 15
Had a
of
chance.
16 have voted so far. Is the 16th round, and so that's the one. Beth, how are you voting, if we may?
Oh, I thought I raised my
Oh,
hand.
did you raise, are you able to see the poll?
I
Okay.
just voted yes, so
You voted, okay,
however
that's a
that works.
yes, and Edith and I are yes. So at this
Hey,
point,
Will,
yes,
there
Sure.
are three additional yeses that did not vote electronically because they are here in the room.
good. I was getting to them. They're the manual. So there are 3 votes manually, you're saying? They're yes? In the room?
Correct.
Okay, great. So we'll go to the polling from in the poll, and I'll share the results. What I see is on 1 members, there are 14 yeses and no nos, 1 not eligible to vote. And then the second member is 8 yeses and I'm sorry, 8 saying doesn't apply. There are 7 yeses, so the 7 is 7 plus 7. So I have 14 plus 7 plus 7, which is 21, 28, plus Edith and myself, and plus Beth is 29, 30, 31. No, I'm sorry, I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah, you added 14 to the
I added 14. I am sorry.
Yep.
That's right, nothing. It's 14, 1 plus 7 and 7. That's 20.
We get 28.
I did not vote. I didn't vote. I did not vote, Will.
Okay. But I've got 14. Yeah,
Well, no, I can't. I'm not supposed to vote as chair.
you're the chair, but I'm doing my count here is 14 and 15. I'm wondering if
I just closed the poll when it came up in my window. So I'm that one. I'm the 15th of the 4. I'm the extra there.
okay, so I have 14 yes votes to 1 person. And then 7 plus 7 of the second person. So that's what I did. Okay. And then that's 21, 22, 23, 24. Online, and then there were 3 you said manual, Julie?
Yes.
So that's a vote of 27. It is, as far as I can see, unanimous. The bylaws are adopted. Congratulations.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Good work, bylaws committee.
Yes, indeed.
Agreed.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, now we did this vote. We ready for candidates at this point, Moses? Where are we going? Where do we move? We lost Moses. Well, oh, he is.
Question, do we have more than 1 nominee for any of the officer positions?
That's what I'm getting to. I just want to make sure we were ready for the vote. Okay. So at this point, here's what I have as of the last time we checked. There were no more than 1 person nominated or candidates for officers. So we have a slate of officers. In the case there's no more than 1, you vote the entire slate, yes or no, of officers. That's the first vote. Second is board candidates. We have 11 slots, of which 8 people have said they want to be on the board. So again, there's no extra people, there's no contested seats on the board at this point. Anyone who, just not like a position by position, you're a board member in general. So you have the 4 officers plus 8 board members in general, which makes 12 people on the board at this point. And are there any nominations or candidates from the floor at this point for any of the offices? Okay, we're hearing none. Then we will bring up the poll. This will look a bit more complicated, but in practice, it shouldn't be too bad. We will have a full slate of officers. You simply say, check the full slate, and you're done. On the board, there's a first choice is all candidates as a slate. If you check that, then you don't have to vote them individually. Is that clear? If you want to pick somebody and vote for them and not vote for others, that's your prerogative. But otherwise, you vote once for the slate of officers, once for the slate of board. Now, there's a little more complication here because we have two people in some of the logins. So if you're a two-person login, at the very bottom, the third question will be, is it one person or two people? The gross assumption here is that both of you are voting the same way. If it's a split group, if one's voting one way and one voting the other, we will deal with that accordingly. We have one person voting by telephone who has sent in her vote already ahead of time. And so everybody should be able to vote either in person, and the in-person people have a paper ballot that Julie may be handing out right now. And are we all set with the paper ballots, Julie? She's getting them going. Oh, she's collecting them right now. Okay, so she's collecting the ballots. So I will start the Zoom poll. If there are any questions. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on.
It's not moving.
I don't see anybody voting. Oh, there we go. We have 12 of 17 have voted already. Fifteen of 17. 16 of 17. Okay. 16 of 16 in both cases. Okay, so the 100% is participating. So let's see how many of those were two-person votes. Ah. There are 17, there are 7 two-people votes. And we have the remainder, of course, is of one person. Wait a minute, we go back. 9 one-member votes. So at this point, we have 9 plus 7 plus 7 is I have 16 plus 7 is 23 plus Edith, myself, and Beth, which is, and we voted, everyone have voted yes. What about the people in the room, Julie? What do we have there? Julie?
Hey, well, all three analog voters agreed on officers and board across the board.
So we have a unanimous vote for the officers and the board members. We have completed our voting for the evening. Thank you very much. A great unanimity here.
Wow, wow, wow.
All right. All right.
Give me a second. Oh, stop it.
Thank you to all the new board members.
And congratulations to all the new board members.
Sorry about that. Technical error on my end, guys. Yeah. Congratulations to everybody that was just voted in as a board member. I don't even know what to say. This is a day in the neighborhood association that I have thought about for many, many years. And the fact that we are now officially a 501c3 organization with our bylaws changed and in alignment, and a full board, of almost a full board ready to get to work. Very cool. I cannot wait to work with you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And congratulations to all of you. I do want to mention folks like Diane and folks like Adrian and Corinne and Peter and Pam, whom are now on the board along with the officers. One of the first things I want to do. Oh, and of course, Jane. Oh my goodness, Jane, pardon me so much. Jane.
Yay, Jane.
She's right in front of me, and I forgot to mention her. Okay, I just want to say to everybody that was a board member, I want to schedule a retreat within the next 30 days. For nothing too fancy. We're not going to be meeting anywhere fancy. We'll meet here in the village. But I do want to get together as a group and have a face-to-face and start to set some goals for the future of what we can do. So I'll be in touch with everybody here and we'll get that scheduled. Okay, Robin, go ahead.
Well, I just wondered if it would be okay if each of the just elected board members just like put their picture on and said, hi, I'm so-and-so, just real quick. You know, maybe not everybody here knows everybody here. I don't know. But would that be okay to do?
Wanted us to do real quick.
Okay.
Well, could everybody speak up their names? It'd just be nice to have a verbal as well as a face.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I meant, actually. Yeah, say hi.
Okay.
Complete.
Well, and I see a couple of new faces here. First off, I want to say hello to Adrian. Adrian, hi. Welcome to the team.
Thanks. Hi.
Really looking forward to your input. Also, I want to hand the mic over here to Jane so that she can say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody. You
Hi,
can't see
Jane.
Hi, guys. I can't wait to see you all in person, but I'm so glad to share the laughter and the good feelings and the good vibes, and I look forward to much more. Thank you.
All righty. Hey, Diane, do you mind saying something to us? Hello.
Sure. Hello, my name's Diane. I'm excited to be on the board. Some of you might have met me at the street mural painting, but looking forward to an exciting year.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey, I'm Peter Sampson, and I've been watching the neighborhood association just turn around in the last several years, and there's a lot of positive energy and so many things trending in the right direction now. And excited about working with all my new teammates on some exciting stuff. Thanks. And when does Moses, when does our the limo service start for board members?
December 1st?
You can just press this.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Peter, you should be asking when the check's going to arrive.
Okay. Well, if nobody's speaking up, everybody sort of speak up in turn, if you will. If you're a board member or an officer elect, might want to say hi. I'm Will. I've been around a long time, an old guy. One of my main interests is equity and inclusion. And what reason it interests me is I think it comes down to an attitude toward other people that underlies the specifics of learning about issues of discrimination and how to take care of people with different cultures and so on. It's an attitude to say, I will reach out, be curious about other people, be accepting and listening to people. And that attitude pervades a lot of what a neighborhood association does. The big word in neighborhood association for me is association. We are associated with each other. And this group of people has, over the years, months, if you will, done that splendidly, getting together, getting things done. And so I'm proud to be a board member of such an organization.
Pam, you're up next, and then Corinne.
Sure. Okay, hi, I'm Pam Fox. Glad to be a board member and also continue on with community events. I'll just mention Stefan told us he'll be here around 8 tonight, and he was also just elected in, so maybe he'll pop on in a few minutes. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Corinne Wallace. I've been a member of the Multnomah Neighborhood Association for about 3.5 years now, and have been following along. And I'm really proud of where this organization has come today after all the work and some of the projects we've done over the last few years. I think this is a really big milestone for us, and I'm really proud of all the work that we've collectively done together. And I'm really excited to bring on some new board members and people that are invested in the community and ready to step up and volunteer with us. So thank you, everybody.
Right on. So you're not taking this smile off my face for at least a couple more hours here, you guys. So it's here for a while. I think that's everybody that's been voted in. We got Peter, we got Diane, we got Corinne, we got Will as a new board member. We got Adrian as a new board member. Let's finish the rest of this agenda. I know that we've had our yeah, Beth, go ahead.
Is Adrian in the room?
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't think you've spoken yet. Have you?
I said hi. I think I was like the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, well, so what we'll do next here is I do want to I want to finish some committee reports, and then I want to circle back around to one of our guests that are here at the meeting tonight. John, you had an issue you wanted to share with everybody and get some assistance with. So, okay, so let me finish these one or two reports, and then I'll come back around and we'll end the meeting with your thoughts. Let's see here. So if we go back to the agenda, we have transportation, which we'll hold off on. Oh, public safety. Beth, can you give your report right now to the membership?
Yes, I just wanted to tell about a couple of weeks ago, Moses and I went to Headwaters Senior Complex. Jane Green and I had organized an event for two police officers to come speak to the membership there, the residents there, and I think it was a pretty well-attended event. Jane, if you want to say anything about that, add on to that, that would be wonderful.
Oh. Yeah, sorry. We're in the middle of relocating John here. You were talking about the village at Headwaters in regard to the safety issues?
No, I was talking about the event that we had a couple of weeks ago with you, and do you have any comments about it?
Yes. Well, main comment is thank you so much for helping to facilitate that and putting me in touch with Sergeant Zachary, who assigned the 2 officers to come. There's still a lot of follow-up from that meeting, but it started a good discussion, I believe, and the residents were very interested in what was shared. We learned quite a bit from the 2 officers, and going forward, I hope we'll be talking more to others in that area as well. There's a lot to be done, a lot of concerns, and that's one reason why I joined with you guys, because I feel it's important for us to have a voice to see what we can do. So thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you so much. It was just a pleasure working with you on that. And I'm so glad that you joined the board. I'm excited about that. And another thing that I wanted to report on is what the officers mentioned, that when we do graffiti cleanup, and I don't know, Patrick, are you here tonight? Yes, no?
I don't think so.
Thanks here. No.
Okay. Okay. Well, Patrick is pretty much is in charge of our graffiti abatement program on the Public Safety Committee, and the officer said that when people are removing graffiti, that they should take a picture of what they're removing and send that to the graffiti abatement program with the city, because they're collecting those so that they can start figuring out where tags are and where officers should be going. So I hope that we will do that in the future. I think before we took pictures but didn't send them along to them. We did get materials from them to do the cleanups, but we didn't send photos back to them. So that's all of my, oh, and then we're going to be doing a California street safety project, and Moses and I will be getting together about that in a couple of days.
Thank you thank you for commenting on the California street. That is one that I know our neighbors up there in Upper Multnomah really want to focus on, as far as alleviating some of those things, those issues, quality of life issues. And it's so similar to what brought what brought Jane in, as far as the issues on her street, the 30th, the speeding issues, and then also some of those crime issues that come along there on Marigold. So I think we have a good opportunity here to deal with these. Pure and simple.
I'm looking.
Hey, Corinne, go ahead. Yeah, I am too, Beth. I am too. Corinne has her hand up.
Thank you. Thanks, Beth, for leading this, the Public Safety Committee, and moving us forward on this. In the Business Association meeting this morning, the president, Peter, made a comment on some work that they're doing on their end with Venture Portland and how they can solve some of the things. And they ranked some of their top 3 priorities right now from the business district perspective is safety and graffiti. And so it's a big focus for them as well. And so again, continuing our partnership with the Business Association, I think it's an opportunity for us to pull both of our organizations together and lean into them for volunteer and other support to move the needle on graffiti and safety. So we've got partners in that area as well.
Excellent. Thank you. We should get Patrick to go. I think he's been before to a business association meeting, so he can hook up with them regarding the graffiti projects. Yes, absolutely. I think, and I'll do my best. I go to those meetings on a pretty regular basis. I'll do my best to help bridge that gap if Patrick's not available, or maybe I can sit in on some of your ad hoc committee meetings, Beth, to try to bridge that gap between us and the business association. Great, thank you so much.
Corinne, a question for you. Do you think we could attract someone from the business association to join our public safety committee?
Yes, I do. I don't know who. I don't know what their bandwidth is, but yes, it's something that they're is top priority for them right now. So yeah, I do think that's, especially since it's topical. That's something that they're talking about right now. I think we absolutely could.
It'd be great
And
to.
I know a lot of
that be another way
to put
together.
Mm-hmm.
things that we've done in past years regarding public safety took place right in the heart of the business district. So, yeah, that would be good. It's a good idea, Peter. I hope we can make that happen.
I think so too. Do I have a quick second to make one more plug, kind of between business association and kind of regards to safety and neighborhood association, or am I off agenda?
Well, we're having a public safety report, so.
Is it okay? It's kind of public safety related. The business association, the lot that's right next to Healthy Pets Northwest, the vacant lot that's on the slope, so on Troy and 36th, is vacant and it's available. And so we've talked with the business owner of Healthy Pets Northwest to turn it into kind of a makeshift park. And I think it would be a great gathering place for public safety meetings or creating a safe space for people to connect, and maybe the public safety / community events can work together to organize a kind of a working day where we can pull together a picnic bench and maybe some free bark chips or cedar chips to turn it into somewhat of a park and do some planting. So just want to put that out there and plant that seed for a project hopefully in the springtime. So
as you know, as long as I can get a ride there, now I can go. Yeah, we're making progress here, ladies.
You know, it's
I had a limo for you, Beth.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll send a limo for you.
Oh, that's what I don't need a limo. I need maybe even a horse would be fine. No, not a horse. I got carried away. I don't need a limo. I just need a volunteer.
There you go. Okay, well, we'll make those arrangements, Beth.
Yeah,
and I think, and I just want to point out to everybody what we're talking about here. We're talking about somebody within the community identifying something, an area that can be used by the community and taking some forward steps to try to get it going, you know, to put it into action. And so, you know, that's what we're all about, it seems to me, is to be those facilitators, you know. So Corinne, good ideas, great ideas. I love that little corner lot there. It's just sitting there with nothing going on, and it'd be a compliment to the art mural, to the street art. So yeah, good stuff. Oh, and that reminds me too, if I may, you'll notice that we have Beth down on the as our Sweeney representative to give reports on Sweeney. I'm creating, I'd like to create a new committee for everyone, specifically for the an MVBA, Multnomah Village Business Association representative, liaison, if you will. And I'd like to ask if Corinne, if I did create that, would you serve on that as our current interface with the business community?
Yeah, you can give me an official. I already do that. You can give me the official.
I know you do, but I'd like to make it. I think if we made it we made it official too, we could start to get maybe the MVBVA, the Business Association, would do the same for us. Yeah, and the whole. And I've shared with you the conversation I had with Peter and with Barb from the pet store when I was over there on Sunday Parkways, where they were just shocked and amazed, pleasantly surprised that the neighborhood association is participating with them. So, you know, Katie barred the door. We've got lots of opportunity there to work with them.
Agreed. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, good stuff. Let me see here. Okay, so we've got that taken care of. I'll put that. I am going to create a special category for the MBVA with you all, and you can give a report as part of the reports. Next up, we have two more without transportation here. Let me try to give the report real quick for Stefan. Or is he on yet? No, it's 8:07. I'll give him a few more minutes. Let's talk about equity. Let's talk about the Multnomah SRV. And we'll leave transportation for the very last. Oh, and then of course, John, yes, our in-house. Let me get these two categories done, and then we'll go to you. And then if Stefan shows up, we'll do transportation last. Okay, very good. Go ahead, Will, if you wouldn't mind, with equity and the SRV.
Sure. Basically, the Equity Committee has been doing a variety of things in terms of connections with Southwest Equity Coalition, which is a coalition of organizations devoted to a variety of things around making sure that the specifically the Southwest Corridor, what would have been a light rail line had it passed, is done in an equitable way that means, but does not become a de facto gentrification. As a result, it's an organization that's led by organizations primarily made up of and representing people of color, immigrants, refugees, the kind of folks that generally get left out when things are gentrified. That's the global picture. The city has provided funding and support, county has, and so on. But they had a whole buffet and smorgasbord of issues, and they decided recently to focus on two major ones. The first is maintaining and improving affordable housing, which often is subsidized housing and often is substandard, make it up to standard and available. That's one. The second is something that it's calling a multicultural center. Now, that's a variety of things. It has to do with multiple cultures, which includes Anglo culture and others, as one place where many, many people of different sorts can get together and have food, stores, little small, individually owned stores, and a place to meet and a place to provide services in one location somewhere in Southwest. They're looking for a particular place. The parking lot or the Barber Transit Center is an obvious place, or possibly some of the building and so on. That's coming up. As part of that, there was just this Saturday, had a multicultural fair in Holly Farms Park. It's a great event, all kinds of people, all kinds of booths, a great day, bright, hot sunshine, people sharing the wares, the discussions, and so on and so forth to go on. It's in a party in the park. There will be more of those each year and so on as the Multicultural Center becomes a reality. And we are behind that and backing it as a neighborhood association along with others. That goes back, I mentioned the idea of getting together. There are some other specifics about equity that is important, is embedding it in what we do. Very simply, we don't say, here's what we do, and now we're going to do equity. We have an equity lens, and an equity lens means saying, look around, who's here, who's not here, who am I welcoming, who do I feel uncomfortable with that I got to get to know? And that takes an effort. It doesn't just happen naturally. We kind of travel, but reaching out and reaching out again is a big deal, as we do as an organization. I noticed the board has 3 open slots. I'm talking to SWEC to see if they could have somebody that would want to be on the board. It's a pretty big hole for many people, but there's some that would be great on the board. And that's what we're going to feel, that we practice what we preach and are truly an inclusive board that represents the whole neighborhood. But that's what I'm the representative of SWEC for both the neighborhood actually and Sweeney in those activities. I have right now, Beth and I are the committee. We'd welcome other people on it if you'd like, because we can work out specific activities such as education around equity issues, outreach to people that aren't being reached out to, shaping the neighborhood association to be representative. I also have a liaison with the Business Association's Equity Committee to build their relationships with it. Okay. That's equity. Any questions, thoughts on that? Yeah. Okay. Then the other part is the MNA SRV CAC, the Multnomah Neighborhood Cypress Village Community Advisory Committee. And we have been waiting for the Good Neighbor Agreement to be signed and in effect for the Cypress Village in Multnomah. And it is still hung up in a variety of things. If you might have noticed, the government agencies or entities in the area seem to have one mess or something or other going on after another. And we're waiting for things to happen. Meanwhile, it acts as though there were a Good Neighbor Agreement and acts as a place for people in the area to get homeless people suffering from homelessness, getting some help. Now, along those lines, the reports out of the Cypress Village itself have been very minor. There have been complaints going to the neighborhood, to the Cypress Village, But what I've been hearing from the people in the Safe Rest Village, there can be a small number of people with gripes, other people with smaller issues. But as far as I know, it has been a good neighbor, relatively quiet, relatively safe place in the neighborhood. And if people have other information, I don't know. And there's this active organization that Robin and Peter and others have been involved in, the Friends of the Multnomah Safe Rest Village, who have done an active job of being genuine friends and partners with the people in the village, which includes not just the participants, which are the people suffering homelessness, but the staff and other neighbors who have questions and concerns about it, building a relationship where it's tough to do. So kudos to those guys. But like I say, it's pleasantly quiet. We have nice meetings and people say what's going on, and they're short too, because there's no issues to speak. But I don't want to have hidden issues. And I want to emphasize this, one of the catches with an organization like this one, or any, is getting the impression that it's a closed shop. It's for those guys, not for me. I won't be heard if I show up here. I won't be seen if I show up here. My issues aren't important. All of these objections means that people who could be and should be in this neighborhood association don't get heard and don't try to get heard because they get discouraged. And so as we build this organization with the board-centric structure we've got and others, it takes a special effort for us who are coming to the board meetings and doing the things to reach out to our neighbors and reach out to others who don't feel heard and make it happen as our organization is structured so they do genuinely get heard. And that's what's happening with the SRB, the issues around equity. And as we develop it, let's just keep that in our vision and make that happen so we are a neighborhood association, not a subset. So yes, that's my report.
Will, thank you very much. Can you guys, okay, everybody can hear me. Okay, I'm going to now, we have a guest member, a member who is a guest tonight. Bill, I want to answer your question. Let's see. Bill, go ahead and ask your questions first before I get to John here at the in-house.
It was not a question. It was just applause.
Oh, sorry. I saw hand and I thought it was
No, it's in the reaction section of the Zoom.
Okay, good. Thank you, sir. All right, so I'm going to pass the mic over to John. I know that you have this very specific issue that you want to talk about with that home. Okay, here, let me just pass it over.
Hi there, my name's John Turan. I'm a guest member. I'm actually a longtime resident of downtown Portland on Broadway and Jackson. I recently became aware of a piece of legislation that's in front of the city council. It's called the Housing Regulatory Relief Project. I can't read my own writing right there.
Is John frozen or am I?
Okay, so I want to preface my remarks with we need more affordable housing, period. But the Housing Regulatory Relief Project allows the planning department to expedite building permits without giving any notice or opportunity to comment to the neighborhood associations. And this piece of legislation will be in effect for 5 years. So in essence, one wouldn't know that a new something is going next door until the bulldozer shows up. And so I kind of wanted, one, to bring it to the neighborhood association's attention, and two, just get some input on what the neighborhood association thinks about it and what is the best way to make sure that neighborhood input is still involved in the building process in the neighborhood.
You know, this is a really important issue that we're talking about, and it's all part and parcel of the restructuring of the Portland government structure, you know. Fortunately, we have folks here that know the system pretty good, but normally we have a land use chair that receives those notices from the city whenever there is a development or whenever there is something that has come up, a permit issue, that sort of thing. We haven't been keeping up on them as diligently as we have in the past, but it is a role of the neighborhood association. It's an important role in the neighborhood association. For many years, it was the focus of the neighborhood association. You know, I think we need to, this is a pretty big change. I was not aware of it.
I am aware that you guys have Sweeney. I'm still learning more about the structure of the neighborhood association, but Arnold Creek did have that as an action item tonight at their board meeting. So if you guys are looking to collaborate with somebody that knows a little bit more, Arnold Creek's a good place to start.
That's a really good. Okay, I've got a couple questions here. I want to go to Will, then Amanda, then Robin. So Will, go ahead, please.
Okay. John, this sounds familiar. I've been told there is a change in regulation that relieves requirements, zoning and other building requirements for market rate housing, but doesn't relieve them for affordable housing projects, which is, as you know, affordable housing is a big buzzword. Yeah, everybody's in favor of affordable housing. But is this the legislation that's doing that I'm understanding? This is subsidizing market rate housing at the expense of affordable housing?
I'm not.
That's a good question. I don't know enough about the issue. I'm working on getting a link to the city webpage that has this legislation shared to the meeting right now.
Okay, great. I'd like to see it and I'll work on it.
And Julie has attached a draft, a PDF of the draft. I'm looking at it now. I'm going to attach it to our notes.
We'll put it in the chat, the link.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. Okay. Will, I'm going to go to Amanda. Hi, Amanda. What are your thoughts here?
Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. It seems to me that that's against the first article of the statewide planning goals with citizen involvement. And I would be concerned if the city can do that without the state allowing it. So I think it would be something that we could appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals or the Development Commission. It just doesn't seem that that's something the city's allowed to do.
Like, again, I haven't done my homework, but it feels a lot like an emergency order, and it might be piggybacking the housing emergency order. That's why it had sort of the set time amount, but that's what I think. It is some kind of emergency order.
Yeah, but it's the 5 years is not an emergency. I mean, the housing emergency has been going since I think 2012. So it seems very strange to me.
Well, I will say this, once we learn more, we may need to come and ask you for some input on it, Amanda, as far as your thoughts. I'll let you know once we receive more full documents on it. More facts. I'll keep you in the loop there. Robin, go ahead.
I don't know much about this new measure either, and I thank John for bringing it to our attention, but I just want to say that I would hope that if this neighborhood were to find that somebody was proposing an affordable housing unit in this neighborhood, that there would be people who would welcome that into our neighborhood, because we need affordable housing in this city, or we're going to have more people camping on our streets.
It's such a deep issue here, but I think what it boils down to is the role of the neighborhood association and whether or not we're going to be able to act as that review, mechanism, and all right, so let's put this not necessarily on the table, but let's have this let's learn more about this, and we'll talk about it at the November board meeting as far as some action steps that we might be able to take based off of what we have learned. And I'll also report back at our general meeting in November about any progress that we've made on this. I get the feeling they're probably going to have a vote here pretty darn soon. Right.
Oh, Moses, it says on the
Who's
website
asking?
that Julie sent a link that you have to register to testify for their planning commission by October 24th. So you might not be able to wait until the November board meeting.
Very good. Thank you, Diane. That's a good to know. I'll Julie, did you capture those links and that you can share with us those links in the notes? Awesome. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Moses, if it goes through the planning commission, then it goes to council after that. So it could be that November will be time enough.
Are you saying that given the routes, it will be November will give us enough time?
If what Diane is saying is correct, that it goes to the planning commission first, then yes, it would go to the council probably about a month after that.
Very cool. All right, good to know. All right. Well, let's keep this discussion about this change open and going, and let's report back. I'll report back and as we learn more about it. Looks like Stefan was unable to make it tonight, and that's okay because there was some really good stuff that happened at the transportation forum that we held last Thursday. A lot of good information was shared about problem areas, and also what you see there in the chat is the transportation survey that we created. So if you get a chance to go to that link, fill it out, and give us your input on, your thoughts on local transportation issues. And but overall, the transportation forum was a real winner. I thought we had some really good discussions happening, and we also had the attention of PBOT, which was, essential at this point to show them our seriousness as far as collaboration. So, yeah, we'll be moving forward on that. And then also preceding the transportation forum, we went on a bike ride. The final topic in transportation is the proposed Southwest Troy Greenway that they want to do bike ped on, improve bike ped on. And that's, they actually went on a bike ride with us and went out to the locations so that we could show them the challenges of that particular strip and, advocate for different traffic calming methods, so we're working on that one as well. He's working on that one as well when it comes to transportation. So things are progressing there.
Is that
May I say,
Go
may
ahead.
I add, transportation wise,
Go ahead, Beth, and then Peter.
TriMet put out their list of what their changes are going to be to bus lines next year, some starting earlier than next year. And the 44 line is going to be scheduled to run more often. So that's very good news for our neighborhood.
That is very good
That's
news.
all. Yeah.
Okay, Peter, go ahead.
Moses, were you referring to the Canby Troy stretch between Capitol Highway and Capitol Hill Road? What's the?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I sure was.
And Beth, you're right. That's really good to have more frequent service on the 44 restored, because used to come every 20 minutes and hasn't done that for a while.
Yeah, and I think it might be even more often than that. We'll see. An insider, a friend of mine who works for TriMet, told me that it is on the schedule to become a frequent bus service, but that would bring it every 10 to minutes. But we'll see if that happens.
Wow. Well, now that we have
Anyways,
safe,
they
now that
have
we have
pledged
some
that it's
safe routes,
going to run more often.
that's great, Beth. Thank you. They have, and now that Capitol Highway improvement project's finished, they have a nice smooth route all the way to Barber.
Absolutely. Go pick up their prescriptions. Oh, no, Barber World Foods.
Yeah, Barber World Foods. Yeah.
Go to the new
All right.
multicultural.
I'm sorry, Beth. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm just so anxious to be able to
I'm all
adjourn
excited
this
about
meeting on time.
Yeah, I'm all excited about everything we got done tonight. So forgive me my excitement.
No problems whatsoever. I still have a smile on my face. I really do. Okay, so it is 8:28. We have gone through all of our business. The only remaining issue was the agenda for next week, or pardon me, for the next month's general meeting. Any items that we need to put in there that off the top of our heads. We're going to talk more about the issue that John just brought up. We're going to be talking more about we'll be talking more about the California Street. Yes, that's absolutely right, Beth. We'll be talking more about California Street. We'll be talking about all the committee reports and their progress on the different issues. Hey, Tad, are you still with me here? Am I missing anything that we need to take into account for the November agenda in regards to the work we've been doing?
I can't think of anything, but this would be a good time to say whether we're having a December meeting or not.
That's a good point. There's pros and cons to having a general meeting in December. If I remember correctly, though, don't we have to have one, though, Tad, because of the bylaws not being implemented until December?
The bylaws are effective December 1.
December 1, right. Okay.
Oh, whether we have a meeting or not.
Right. May I suggest that we
the new bylaws?
I'm sorry,
kind
Tad,
of
go ahead.
leave it open as to August and December are kind of optional.
Okay. I'm going to defer the question of whether or not we have a December meeting for past tonight. I want to have a better conversation and also look at the calendar, make sure that we won't be not taking care of business. But there's a good chance that we might be able to, instead of having a general meeting, perhaps have a holiday meeting where we gather and maybe have something, something like that, some sort of a holiday potluck. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we could have our
Holiday
retreat
potluck.
then.
We could, that is true. That would be the month we'd want to retreat. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Good idea, Beth. Good idea. Good idea.
Thank
Well,
you.
the future's so bright. I am wearing shades. I am so happy with everybody. Oh my goodness.
Thank you,
sakes.
Moses, for leading us through this past year and into the next year.
Here, here.
Oh. Here, guys. Thank you.
I'm hanging up now. Bye for now, everybody. Thank you.
Hey, Beth, don't leave yet. You got to make a motion to adjourn.
I do?
Yeah, just because.
We adjourn.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you all. I'll be sending out notes, and welcome to the team, everybody, all the new board members, and I'll be in touch. Awesome.